What the hell is that thing?
Oh my god.
Fall back! Fall back!
How many of you?
5 of us, 3 kids.
We have civilians coming out!
Can't take them!
Battle, Los Angeles unfolds as a high-intensity, sci-fi war story that places humanity on the brink of survival against an overwhelming and unknown force. From the very beginning, the film establishes a sense of urgency and fear, presenting a world that is suddenly thrown into chaos as unidentified. Objects descend from the sky and begin a coordinated and devastating assault. What initially appears to be a natural phenomenon quickly reveals itself as a large-scale invasion, forcing military forces to respond under extreme pressure and uncertainty. The narrative centers on a group of soldiers who are thrust into the heart of the conflict, navigating a city that is rapidly transforming into a battlefield. The urban setting becomes a war zone filled with destruction, smoke, and constant danger. Buildings collapse, streets are torn apart, and the once familiar environment becomes hostile and unpredictable. This shift from normalcy to chaos is immediate and jarring, pulling the audience into the experience of those on the ground who must react without fully understanding what they are facing. At the core of the story is a seasoned staff sergeant who carries the weight of past experiences and personal loss. His character brings a sense of grounded realism to the narrative, as he struggles with his own doubts while still taking responsibility for leading others. Unlike a flawless hero, he is portrayed as someone shaped by hardship, making his journey more relatable and emotionally impactful. His leadership becomes a central element, guiding a group of younger, less experienced soldiers through an increasingly dangerous situation. As the mission unfolds, the soldiers are given a clear objective: move into the city, locate and evacuate civilians, and push back against the advancing threat. The simplicity of the mission contrasts sharply with the complexity of the environment they must operate in. Every step forward is met with resistance, and the enemy proves to be unlike anything they have encountered before. The lack of information about the invaders adds to the tension, as the soldiers must adapt quickly to new and unpredictable challenges. The film places significant emphasis on the perspective of those on the ground, creating a sense of immediacy and immersion. The audience experiences the confusion and fear alongside the characters, with limited knowledge of the larger situation. This approach enhances the realism of the story, making each encounter feel intense and unpredictable. The use of close-quarters combat in confined spaces adds to the sense of danger, as there is little room for error. One of the most striking aspects of the narrative is the portrayal of the enemy. The invaders are shown as highly organized and technologically advanced, capable of executing coordinated attacks with precision. Their presence is both intimidating and mysterious, as little is known about their motives or capabilities. This lack of understanding creates an additional layer of fear, as the soldiers must fight an enemy they cannot fully comprehend. As the group moves deeper into the city, they encounter survivors who are trapped and desperate for help. These interactions highlight the human cost of the invasion, showing the impact on ordinary people caught in extraordinary circumstances. The soldiers must balance their mission objectives with the need to protect and assist civilians, adding complexity to their decisions. These moments of connection provide a contrast to the relentless action, reminding the audience of what is at stake. The theme of teamwork is central to the story, as the soldiers rely on each other to navigate the challenges they face. Each member of the group brings different skills and perspectives, contributing to their overall ability to survive. The bonds that form under pressure become a source of strength, allowing them to push forward despite the overwhelming odds. This sense of unity is portrayed as essential, emphasizing that survival depends not just on individual ability, but on collective effort. As the battle intensifies, the soldiers begin to learn more about their enemy through observation and experience. Small discoveries about the invaders' behavior and vulnerabilities become crucial, allowing them to adapt their strategies. This process of learning and adaptation is a key element of the narrative, showing how resilience and ingenuity can make a difference even in the most dire situations. The pacing of the film is relentless, with little time for rest or reflection. The constant movement and action create a sense of urgency that keeps the audience engaged. However, within this intensity, there are moments that focus on the emotional and psychological impact of the conflict. The characters must confront fear, loss, and uncertainty, all while continuing to fulfill their duties. These moments add depth to the story, making it more than just a series of action sequences. Leadership plays a crucial role as the situation becomes more desperate. The staff sergeant must make difficult decisions that affect the lives of those under his command. These decisions are often made with limited information and under extreme pressure, highlighting the challenges of leadership in combat. His ability to remain focused and determined becomes a guiding force for the group, even as the situation grows more dangerous. The film also explores the concept of sacrifice, as characters are forced to make choices that put themselves at risk for the sake of others. These moments are handled with a sense of realism, showing both the courage and the cost of such actions. The willingness to act in the face of danger becomes a defining trait, reinforcing the themes of duty and resilience. As the story progresses toward its climax, the stakes reach their highest point. The soldiers must confront the full force of the invasion while attempting to complete their mission. The convergence of multiple threats creates a chaotic and intense environment where every second counts. The tension is maintained through a combination of action, uncertainty, and the emotional investment in the characters. The resolution of the narrative reflects the harsh realities of the situation. While there are moments of success, they are tempered by the losses and challenges faced along the way. The story does not present a simple victory, but rather a continuation of a larger, suggesting that the battle is far from over. This approach adds a layer of realism, acknowledging the ongoing nature of such conflicts. Visually, the film creates a powerful sense of immersion through its use of detailed environments and dynamic camera work. The depiction of the city under siege is both expansive and claustrophobic, capturing the scale of the invasion while focusing on the immediate experiences of the characters. The use of practical effects and grounded visuals enhances the authenticity of the story. The sound design contributes significantly to the overall atmosphere, with the constant presence of explosions, gunfire, and mechanical noise creating a layered and intense auditory experience. These elements work together to draw the audience into the action, making them feel as though they are part of the unfolding events. At its core, the story is about survival in the face of the unknown. It examines how individuals respond to extreme, highlighting both the strengths and vulnerabilities of the human spirit. The combination of science fiction elements with realistic military action creates a unique and engaging narrative that appeals to a wide audience. The emotional journey of the characters is as important as the physical conflict, providing a deeper connection to the story. Their struggles, decisions, and growth contribute to a narrative that is both exciting and meaningful. This balance between action and emotion is one of the film's key strengths. In the end, Battle, Los Angeles stands as a powerful depiction of humanity's response to an unprecedented threat. It combines intense action with thoughtful exploration of character and theme, creating an experience that is both thrilling and thought-provoking. The film leaves a lasting impression through its portrayal of courage, unity, and the determination to fight against overwhelming odds, reminding the audience that even in the face of the unknown, resilience and teamwork can make a difference. Battle, Los Angeles unfolds as a high-intensity, sci-fi war story that places humanity on the brink of survival against an overwhelming and unknown force. From the very beginning, the film establishes a sense of urgency and fear, presenting a world that is suddenly thrown into chaos as unidentified. Objects descend from the sky and begin a coordinated and devastating assault. What initially appears to be a natural phenomenon quickly reveals itself as a large-scale invasion, forcing military forces to respond under extreme pressure and uncertainty. The narrative centers on a group of soldiers who are thrust into the heart of the conflict, navigating a city that is rapidly transforming into a battlefield. The urban setting becomes a war zone filled with destruction, smoke, and constant danger. Buildings collapse, streets are torn apart, and the once familiar environment becomes hostile and unpredictable. This shift from normalcy to chaos is immediate and jarring, pulling the audience into the experience of those on the ground who must react without fully understanding what they are facing. At the core of the story is a seasoned staff sergeant who carries the weight of past experiences and personal loss. His character brings a sense of grounded realism to the narrative, as he struggles with his own doubts while still taking responsibility for leading others. Unlike a flawless hero, he is portrayed as someone shaped by hardship, making his journey more relatable and emotionally impactful. His leadership.